Hello TNCC. Today will be last episode of our topic, the 7 last sayings of Jesus. Before we look into the 7th saying, let us recap all the previous 6 sayings of Jesus, shall we? Number 1, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Number 2, truly I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise. Number 3, woman, behold your son. Son, behold your mother. 4, my God, why have you forsaken me? Number 5, I am thirsty. Number 6, it is finished. Now, let's turn our attention to the 7th saying. Father, into your hands I commit my spirit. In Luke 23:45-49, it was recorded. Then the sun was darkened, and the veil of the temple was torn in two. And when Jesus had cried out with a loud voice, he said, Father, into your hands I commit my spirit. Having said this, he breathed his last. So when the centurion saw what had happened, he glorified God, saying, certainly this was a righteous man. Brothers and sisters, in the last moments of his life, Jesus demonstrated unwavering trust in God's plan. At this point, Jesus was experiencing the climax of pain and suffering after enduring crucifixion for 6 hours. Every passing second is marked by relentless agony, and yet, in the midst of this profound suffering, his final words, Father, into your hands I commit my spirit, portray a complete trust and obedience. Right now, you could be facing overwhelming challenges for weeks or months or even years, whether it's a financial hardship, physical illness, or any other form of adversity. In the depths of your pain and suffering, would you do as Jesus did? Would you commit your situation and your life to God? Brothers and sisters, I want to share some insights about this moment with you. This same story was also captured in Mark 15. Let's look from the Amplified Bible version. But Jesus uttered a loud cry, breathed out his last voluntarily, and the veil of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. When the centurion who was standing opposite him saw the way he breathed his last, being fully in control, he said, truly this man was the Son of God. Wow! When Jesus uttered, Father, into your hands I commit my spirit, and then breathed his last, he did so with complete control and authority. His death is not a result of asphyxiation or excessive bleeding. Rather, he died because he gave up his life voluntarily. Jesus said it in John 10, verse 17-18. Therefore my Father loves me, because I lay down my life that I may take it again. No one can take my life from me. I sacrifice it voluntarily, for I have the authority to lay it down when I want to, and also to take it up again. For this is what my Father has commanded. With all the authority that was given to Jesus by his Father, Jesus used it to lay down his life for us, to redeem us from the slavery of sin, all because of his love for you and me. And in Luke 9:58, Jesus said, foxes have holes and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. I repeat, the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. In the original Greek, the word lay is klino. Before going to the cross, Jesus has no place to rest his head. Even at his birth, he was born in a manger because there was no room for him. But finally, at the cross, in John 19:30, he said, "It is finished." And bowing his head, he gave up his spirit. The word bowing is the same Greek word klino, used in Luke 9:58 for lay. On the cross, as he committed his spirit to the Father, he found the ultimate resting place to lay his head in loving and saving us. At the same time, as he gave up his spirit, the temple veil was torn into two, from top to bottom, symbolizing the end of separation between God and man. Through his sacrifice, we now have the full access to God's presence and grace. But the story doesn't end here. On the third day, Jesus rose from the grave, conquering death and offering us the promise of a new life. Church, I pray that you will see the love of Jesus in his act of laying down his life voluntarily for you and me. And may the reality of Jesus' resurrection fill us with a renewed commitment to trust in God's unfailing love. Amen. Let's discuss the questions together. Number 1. Jesus' last words were, "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit." In life and in death, who did Jesus put his trust in? Number 2. How does Jesus' voluntary sacrifice on the cross demonstrate his love for us? Number 3. Are there situations in your life where you have felt the need to commit to God? Would you be willing to share with your CG so that all of them can pray with you? Amen.